If you want to achieve more in the given time to you, create peace, stillness, and mindfulness inside you. Because you can't think of 10 things at one point of time. You got to think of one thing at a time and use your discretion whether it is applicable or not. When your body is healthy, your mind becomes healthy. And when your mind becomes healthy, it is more stable. What I try to do is accept reality as it is. If I've hurt you, the fact is I've hurt you. So let me define spirituality.
Hello and welcome to another episode from Ronak Resilience, where we explore the stories that move us, the strategies that shape us, and the spirit that sustains us. Today's episode is special. It's not just about leadership in boardroom, it's about leading oneself through uncertainty, pain, and deep transformation. My guest is someone who doesn't speak about resilience, but he embodies it. So let's put our hands together and welcome Mr. Sandeep Amar Gupta, who is a CA turned human potential strategist, leadership presence architect, and creator of the SHE framework, a unique model that blends spirituality, human potential, and economic growth. Backed by 40 years plus of experience comprising CXO leadership, mentoring, coaching, and global speaking, Sandeep has helped thousands of individuals, leaders, and businesses in India and abroad. Okay, Sandeep, you've been through so much and you call it your golden period. A very simple question which comes to my mind. There is a difference between coping and evolving. I'm sure you would agree to this. Uh, what shifted in you spiritually that you transformed and you could handle setbacks the way you have done it? So how did this happen? And how do you think that coping and evolving have been different ways of understanding and taking things? Tell us something about it.
Okay, like I said earlier, once I had the three realizations, the real battle started then.
Mhm.
Because 12 years of pain, 12 years of trauma, in which I'd invested so many emotions, I had to detach my emotions from those memories. And that is a difficult thing because every time you thought of that episode, अरे मेरे संग 1995 में ये हुआ,
Mhm.
so and so did it, or I did so and so thing. The entire thing would, flash up in my mind, and that would disturb me. Why did I do it? Why did I not do it? So the only method of letting go is to detach your emotions from that episode. It did take time, and I was mindful of it. So slowly and gradually, I shifted from the bucket of coping
Mhm.
to the bucket of evolving.
Right.
And now it's become a habit.
Mhm.
If something goes wrong, yes, I do feel bad, like everyone does feel bad. But then I bounce back, or the pain is very little.
Mhm.
I say, okay, I started accepting things as they are,
Right.
without any excuse, without any explanation. हाँ ये हुआ तो हुआ, period.
Right. Do you think that comes with time, age, and experience? Can I expect somebody who is very young to do this, to be able to detach himself or herself from the setbacks or the bad memories or the memories which has brought some kind of pain? Do you think it comes with age? It comes with experience? How does it happen?
Honestly, even at 5 years old, you know,
Yeah.
can detach himself or herself from these pains.
Mhm.
Now, children, if you really see, have the potency, they have the capability, and they demonstrate,
Mhm.
detach themselves and they move on. You see, for me, for you, losing 10 lakhs might be a big trauma,
Right.
but a 4-year-old not getting a toffee is a big trauma,
True.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is only later on
Mhm.
that society keeps them reminding, and we as adults keep on poking them that they lose their ability to move on and they get stuck.
Mhm.
And this is the reason, in the last 10 years, you must have heard of the concept of inner child, inner child, inner child.
Yes. Yes.
What is that inner child? All the pains and the traumas which you experienced as a child, they were
Mhm.
as innocent as not getting a toffee,
Mhm.
or as insignificant as you being forced to eat food, you know.
Yeah.
And that is the time the child thought, ki, oh, my parents don't love me, they're forcing me to eat food. And the child carries the trauma.
Right.
So, coming to your question, yes, if the if anyone, irrespective of the age, is mindful
Mhm.
and has the intent and is prepared to accept reality as it is, on as is basis,
Mhm.
that person can easily detach himself or herself from the emotions attached with that episode. I'll give you an example. You
Mhm.
see a movie,
Yeah.
you get involved in the movie,
Yeah.
and the next moment you find, tup, 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 tup,
Yeah.
you're also crying,
Yeah. Right. True. True.
right?
Yeah.
The movie is over,
Yeah.
you detach, you wipe your eyes, and you're back to your normal thing.
Right.
And when you are narrating the movie to someone,
Right.
you don't cry.
Right. True.
Your throat may get choked.
Right.
But second time when you narrate it, वो भी नहीं होता है.
Very true. Very true.
So we have to bring that into our life
Yeah.
so that those episodes,
Mhm.
those memories become reference points.
Mhm.
They don't become emotional points.
Wonderful. Very well explained. Very well explained, Sandeep. Thank you. So now, okay, so we talked about the child in us, the inner child in us. That inner words takes me to my next question, which is that, you know, how do you manage the tension between the inner peace and the external performance? These days, there is so much of stress on the way you're performing, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's in your professional life. Performance is a word which is not ready to leave us anywhere. Uh, how do you manage the tension between this inner peace and the external performance, especially in the boardrooms where it's the reward depends on the speed. Okay, the way you perform, the speed with which you perform, it does not depend upon being static, being still, finding peace and things like that. So how do you manage this?
Yeah, first let me tell you something very, very interesting,
Mhm.
right? And let me break a myth. People believe, or there's a common belief that to be fast in the external world, you got to think fast. No, it's the opposite. Slower you are in the inner world, faster you are in the external world. Slower you are in the external world, the
Mhm.
faster you are in the inner world.
Okay.
Let me ask you,
Mhm.
you are walking very fast or you're jogging. I give you a problem to solve.
Mhm.
Can you solve the problem while jogging?
I don't think so.
When you got to think of something,
Mhm.
what happens? You slow down,
Right.
you sit down, you go in a relaxed state,
Yes.
right?
Right.
So, what are you doing? You are slowing down your inner world.
Right.
And when you slow down your inner world, what happens? You get space to think. Think more clearly.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Appreciate wisdom. See the larger picture without getting disturbed. The decisions are more appropriate. The probability of the decision being wrong has substantially reduced. So what do you get in the bargain? A faster outer world. Now, a person, on the other hand, a person is, pushing himself to think, and there's a very fast inner world.
Mhm.
He or she would come with a half-baked decision or a totally tangent decision,
Mhm.
would repeatedly fail,
Mhm.
whereas the person who comes from a slow inner world
Mhm.
would barely fail, or would at least move to a certain extent, be successful to a certain extent. So I would like to tell all listeners, if you want to achieve more in the given time to you, create peace, stillness, and mindfulness inside you. And then you see what magic happens in the outer world.
Yes. There needs to be there needs to be some kind of a stability inside if you want to be faster outside, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Because you can't think of 10 things at one point of time. You got to think of one thing at a time and use your discretion, whether it is applicable or not.
Very interesting. Very interesting. True. So now, since it's so interesting to hear these things from you, my next question would be, what daily practices or rituals, no matter how big or small they are, do you allow? I mean, do you practice to lead with more clarity and compassion? So, what are those little things? Maybe you can share some of that with us, so that we can also start practicing them over a period of time, which allows you to be very
Okay.
compassionate. Or yeah.
Number one, though I'm a very lazy man, let me confess, but I try
Love it.
to exercise
Okay.
regularly, which I've
Okay.
started lately. In between, I was not exercising.
Mm-hmm.
And now, when you exercise,
Mm-hmm.
when your body is healthy, your mind becomes healthy.
Right.
And when your mind becomes healthy, it is more stable.
Yeah.
And here's your soul much more, your intuition. And for that, besides exercising, exercising is for the physical body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For the mind, I try to sit with myself for half an hour every day. And to synchronize the body, mind, and soul,
Mm-hmm.
I do pranayama for half an hour every day. So this is one set.
Right.
Number two, what I try to do is accept reality as it is.
Mm-hmm.
If I've hurt you, the fact is I've hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
So I realize, yes, I have hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
And then try to see the consequences and what the impact of the consequences have on me.
Right.
See, we are hardwired to escape from pain. And if those consequences of hurting you
Mm-hmm.
cause unpleasantness inside me, then then my thought is, what could I have done not to hurt her?
Mm-hmm.
And this is possible only when you accept reality on as is basis.
Mm-hmm.
If you accept reality because this thing happened, or with riders, or explanations, or excuses,
Right.
you land up focusing,
Mm-hmm.
shifting the goalpost, shifting your focus from the real cause to
Mm-hmm.
an explanation.
Right.
And the real cause is never addressed. And number three, try to help. I try to help as people as much as I can without expecting anything in return.
Mm-hmm.
But this does not mean that people can walk all over me. No, I'm conscious of what I want.
Right.
And I'm also mindful of the thought that in trying to get what I want, I don't trample over other people.
Right.
So these are certain things which I follow
That's
in case they
wonderful.
help.
That's wonderful
Yeah.
to hear. I still remember the last conversation that we were having. You were telling me that you have to get over the feeling that what are the immediate gains that I'm looking at and look at the larger picture so that you can connect the dots and find some kind of a peace. I'm sure, Sandeep, that that brings in so much of peace to your inner self that after a while those little profitable things go out of your mind and you actually become happy with the larger peace that you're getting to yourself. I completely agree to this that we were discussing the other day when we were talking about these things. Okay. One question which really is coming to my mind over and over again after hearing all this from you. If there is a leader, young boy, a young leader who today asks that how do I rise when I feel broken? So what would your spirituality or grounded, but what will be your practical advice to this person if he says that no, I want to rise, but I feel very broken from within. So what will be your one advice to that to that gentleman or that person?
Okay, the first thing is it's not my spirituality or
Right.
his spirituality or her spirituality.
Okay.
Spirituality is common to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Spirituality means uh, living by the ways of the spirit. The spirit is the soul, the attributes of the spirit. So let me define spirituality. Spirituality, for me means getting to know yourself deeply. That is self-awareness. To the extent you get to know why do you think and behave the way you do. Next, an intention and mindfulness to start moving from the I, me, my station to the we are us station, which means try to become more and more inclusive. For me, this is spirituality.
Right.
Okay, simple.
Mm-hmm.
Now, coming to the young leader, the boy or the girl that's in material.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself. Number two, a very big virtue which is virtually absent today is patience.
Mm.
You need to work hard, you need to work intelligently, you need to work smart, but with patience. In life, in the world, everything takes time. You cannot short circuit it. You just cannot short circuit. And thirdly, let me give a formula
Mm-hmm.
for the young listeners, which is called AOPA. A is for attention management,
Mm-hmm.
O is for observation, P is for pause, and A is for acceptance, AOPA.
Okay.
Now, attention is one thing which is the essence of life, essence of evolution,
Right.
essence of living, essence of everything, because without attention, you just cannot do anything.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
attention is that magic power wherever it goes, it makes things expand.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, it's the most fickle thing in the human nature. Science says 50% time your attention is not inside your body, which means you believe that you are working, you are productive, but the fact is you are not productive.
Mm-hmm.
When attention is not there,
Right.
how can you be productive? Learn to manage your attention. Science says it is like developing a muscle. 4 days, in 4 days, the muscle starts developing.
Mm-hmm.
And very soon you find that you are able to hold your attention on the thing you want for as long as you want. So what happens in the bargain? All your senses work better. You comprehend better.
Mm-hmm.
Since you comprehend better, you take better decisions.
Right.
You react better. Your health becomes more better.
Mm-hmm.
It has got, a number of benefits.
Right.
Now come to observation. Oh, when I say what did you observe, the people talk of observing outside. Now, I'm talking of observing inside
Within.
and outside. Observing the inner reactions, you can move from reactivity to responsiveness.
Mhm.
Third, P, pause. Even a breath pauses for a slight moment. Pause is that space which is highly critical for everything we do. And once you learn to pause, you know what happens? You observe an internal reaction, you pause, the internal reaction loses its grip, and you take a considered decision. Another example, if in a book all the spaces between the words are removed, what will
Mhm.
happen? You won't be able to read it. It's only the space, the pause between the alphabets,
Right.
which converts them into words.
Right.
So learn to pause,
Mhm.
because that is the time when you will think and take correct actions. And lastly,
Absolutely.
accept reality as it is. For example,
Mhm.
you're going for a meeting, you are late by 10 minutes.
Mhm.
You enter the room, the boss, the chairman says, "Hey, you're late."
Mhm.
What is the immediate reaction? "Sir, there was too much traffic." Come on. The issue is not this, that there was too much traffic. The fact is you are late.
Mhm.
All you got to say is, "I'm sorry, sir. Yes, I am late."
Yes.
Because in the earlier response, what did you do? You shifted the focus from being late to traffic.
Right.
And you absolved yourself from the ownership of being late. What I'm saying is, say, "Yes, sir, I'm late."
Mhm.
And now, since you know you are late, you will feel guilt. Guilt is not acceptable to your being. Your mind will say, "Why did I get late? Oh, I should have got up half an hour earlier."
Right.
So next time there's a meeting, you'll find yourself getting half an hour up earlier,
Right.
so you are not late.
Right.
So by accepting reality as it is, you have found a solution. By not accepting it, you have pushed away the solution. I'll just say these three things.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, I mean, this is so interesting, Sandeep, that I think we can go on and get answers to so many questions which remain unanswered for us. Those little practical challenges that we face day to day. You have been able to explain them so well. Uh, if today I am looking for results, you have explained it so well that what should I actually look at rather than looking for immediate results. And this conversation seems so beautiful. I think it if we have a way, we will let it go on and on. But I think we are all restricted on times. You have also come across, given your valuable time to us. It was a pleasure, complete pleasure talking to you, Sandeep. And I'm sure our listeners and whoever is watching this podcast is really going to benefit from this. You've really been able to help us out on that. And the word spirituality has been explained so well by you, which I think is something which everybody today is trying to adopt. But the real definition of it still remains unanswered for many of us. But then you have been able to give an answer to that and connect the dots so very well. We're really very, very thankful to you, Sandeep, for your time and the wonderful conversation that we had. And I'm sure we'll get more chances to interact with you. Thank you for coming to our
Yes, we
show.
should interact, and I love being on your platform. And for your listeners,
Yeah,
can I just say one parting thing?
absolutely.
Guys, spirituality does not exist outside you. It is not a destination, it is not a product. It is a state of being which is embedded inside you. You only got to uncover. And number two, spirituality. does not ask for any sacrifices. So, uncover the spiritual laws inside you, use them in your life, and be successful. Give meaning, purpose, and gains to your life. Be it material, be it intellectual, be it physical, be it relationships. Spirituality will help you in everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you once again, Sandeep, for your time and the wonderful conversation that we had. You could answer so many things for us. It was a complete pleasure having you, and I'm sure we'll get more chances to interact. Thank you, Sandeep. Thanks
Thank
again.
you.
Thank you. Bye bye.